Hello, this is Mikessa, and I want to talk to you today. Um, I'm a big fan of volcanoes, and one thing that I like to talk about those Mount St. Helens, my favorite of all, and I like to say that I really think it's so cool. I love to watch videos of volcanoes blowing up and stuff. And I see Mount St. Helens on video and everything. Now it's just had its 30th anniversary. And that's just so cool to see, you know. And the fact that you get people that were there at the time. Now, I know for a fact that I was there when it blew up too. I was just a kid, and we were living in Tootle at the time. And the only thing that I pretty much remember was that, well, it was on a Sunday morning as usual, and we were at a restaurant, and we heard something, but we also looked out the window and saw it, which was really amazing because it looked like this huge mushroom type cloud, you know. Only Ma thought it was a giant cauliflower, you know. And I heard some people in the table next to us, they were screaming, "Oh my God, Mount St. Helens are blown up!" Well, I remember that too. And Timmy Fan, she was practically just a baby at the time, but we also had this litter of kittens that, well, we were forced to leave our homes because the mud flow was heading into our direction. And well, I remember Timmy Fan was screaming and crying because we left the cat and the kittens there. Well, we convinced a friend of our family's to go and pick up the mother cat and the kittens. Well, just in the nick of time, he got over there to the house, picked up the cat and the kittens, and bring it back to us. And for us, we were heading towards California, where we knew some people, some other family members, and we stayed with them for a while before we were really able to go back, which wasn't for a very long time, though. I remember missing my school. I remember missing my friends. Timmy Fan, she even missed her friends too. She cried a lot, I remember that. But anyway, that was the most memorable event about that Mount St. Helens eruption. And it was just so interesting. It got me interested in volcanoes. And ever since then, I had been interested in volcanoes. But I really love to watch these things. I see them in documentaries. I read about them. I've done a few reports at school about volcanoes. I've done some research on Mount St. Helens, and Yellowstone. I've done some on Yellowstone too. But I just love volcanoes all to death. It's just so cool to see. So, I remember going back there, years after the eruption, and I've seen what it's done. The trees just flattened everywhere, and, well, life was reforming too. you can also see little trees, not some about that tall, which is coming right out of the ashes. And animals coming back, herds of elk and birds and lots of reptiles as well too, and bugs too. Not that I care about bugs, but you know, life starts with something. And you know, and then there's Mount St. Helens itself. It's rebuilding. You could go and you can look at the inside the crater, this lava dome, and it is just so, it's so enormous. And what is so amazing about it is the scale of this whole eruption, and it's big. It's really big. You're kind of like sitting in the middle of a giant's hand, and you're kind of like an ant in a big world. You know, that's what's so awesome about it. Awesome power of destruction. It's so cool. You know. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say. But if you want to know a little bit more about Mount St. Helens, you can go to their website, mountsthelens.com, and it'll tell you everything you want to know about volcanic history, what you can do while you're there. I highly recommend going to the Johnson Observatory, which is named after a famous scientist. His name is David Johnson. He's my hero, and a guy I wanted to marry him. If he was still alive, I would have. Anyway, you could look into that, and, you know, plan a visit to Mount St. Helens. It's a beautiful place. It may not be much to look at now because after all these years, after 30 years, the scenery has changed a lot. But I would highly recommend to go see it. So, this is Mikessa. I'm signing off. Goodbye.